have to go back through this, trace the information back, see where the source claimed to have been, how he possibly could have known the information. No, there is a lot of bogus information that comes out of signals intelligence, from human intelligence.
She won't say it, does she?
Yes, she will. She started out saying nobody told her to say it when she said a while ago. She just said it.
Yes. They appear to be true or not. This was taken seriously enough.
You know that pad thing, George? Can I use it?
The White House and FBI were warned
That
about
pad
it,
thing.
but no one really believed from the
You
beginning
tear out that
that it
paper.
was
Paper out of it?
Yeah.
It's too big for you to have the whole thing.
I know, but I need to do it.
I can give you some of it.
But I need the whole book.
No, I
I'll just use one page,
The White
Mila.
House is upset and sad, officials here say, at the loss of life. The president is being kept up to date on the fighting in Afghanistan. But as you remember, he has warned from the outset about the possibility of casualties. From, say, the war in Kosovo, when we mounted an air operation in part to avoid casualties because of the undercut public support for the operation. In this case, President Bush, from the outset, has warned that there could be casualties, that casualties were likely in a war of this nature. Long and tough, as an official said today. Today's events are just a reminder that it is indeed
Are you
going to be
getting
long
hungry?
and in some cases painful. Betty Ann.
Jim Engel, thank you. Retaliatory strikes against the Palestinians after a weekend filled with some of the deadliest attacks in recent memory. Fox's Jennifer Griffin is live in Jerusalem with the very latest on this. Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Patty Ann. We just heard several very loud booms. The windows in our office shook. Eyewitnesses in Bethlehem say that Israeli warplanes have bombed Yasser Arafat's headquarters in the town of Bethlehem, just a few miles from here. There are no casualties reported. Those buildings have been empty in recent days. But the Israeli cabinet just yesterday decided it will escalate its attacks and keep the pressure on the Palestinians in order to stop these attacks on Israeli soldiers and civilians. There were a number of attacks this weekend. One advisor to the Prime Minister told me that the idea is to increase the military activity until, as he said, the Palestinians beg for peace. But in the West Bank town of Ramallah in the West Bank today, at least one Israeli army attack went terribly wrong. The army said it aimed at a car carrying 2 Palestinian policemen, but its tank shells hit the wrong vehicle, killing 4 members of a Hamas leader's family, his wife and 3 children, ages 8, 14, and 17. Israel's defense minister expressed regret over the loss of civilian lives, but the father, Hussein Abu Quaid, vowed to avenge the deaths personally. He said, quote, "I swear to God, the Israelis will pay a price for this crime." Earlier in Geneva, in the West Bank, the army shot dead the head of the Red Crescent, who was traveling in an ambulance. The Israeli army said the ambulance didn't slow down at a checkpoint, and it fired in self-defense. The army says militants have often used ambulances to travel around the West Bank.
Don't let her hit her head.
Soldiers at checkpoints, meanwhile, remain jumpy after 10 Israelis were killed on Sunday at a West Bank checkpoint, when a Palestinian sniper stood on a hilltop and opened fire on them. Just hours before, a Palestinian suicide bomber blew up in an ultra-Orthodox Jewish neighborhood in Jerusalem just as people were leaving the synagogue there. Most of those killed were children, including several babies. The Palestinian Authority issued a statement condemning the attack on civilians, even though it was carried out by an armed militia of Arafat's own Fatah party. Palestinian leaders also blamed Sharon for the escalation. Israel's prime minister told the Knesset today that the country is fighting a tough war and, quote, has a bloodthirsty enemy. But he stopped short of sending Israel's tanks back into the West Bank town of Ramallah to surround Yasser Arafat's headquarters there after members of his own cabinet asked him not to. Patty Ann?
All right, Jennifer Griffin, thank you. And straight ahead, we'll get the latest on those 2 U.S. troops shot down in Afghanistan.
She said, been saying dad.
And then our farmers' feedback question, should the president and his administration keep wartime?
She won't say mama like that unless she's not.
I ain't got no picture.
You're gonna make